pull by Warner. I think he got a top edge and big dive. Here's the keeper. That would be Ronke, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's Ronke. I think it's outstretched his hand and just went over the top of him. It wasn't giving us run. Might have been. It wasn't giving us wide, was it? I don't know about that.
Surely that can't just give us buys.
Well, no, I think that must be just buys. I think it's taken off the pitch. For sure, it's
That's hard on the keeper.
Looked like he got an edge anyway, but he didn't. Because Warner stood only on one. And it went over his shoulder.
It's not a wide because it's the end of the over.
No. So the first over has cost 15 runs by Tim Southey, who destroyed us for 7.33 the other day.
I'm not sure about this tweet. It says, morning all, got my tablet for tweets, phone for tuning, telly, muted of course, to find out what's really going on.
Oi!
Yeah.
Who's that from?
Rabbit there. Paul from
Well, now you just get a different view, you know, from the telly. I swear, as well, I'm completely accent blind to Kiwis. I keep thinking that bloody IOB is commentating. The camera's flared out and it's too bright. You can't really see the ball going down the wicket, but it's on the pads of Finch's ball files over the wicket. It's down to the short fine leg, and it
says greetings, could be the first big close game. Could be the first big close game amongst 4 member nations. Well, not looking like this at the moment.
No, I'm not holding out for that. The big games against big teams have been quite dull, really.
Of course, if you'd ask the ICC, they'd say famously that you need only the 4 member nations in to make it competitive.
Which can only assume they weren't watching the South Africa watching these games.
Yeah, that was a moon, wasn't it? Bloody AB to video. Crazy. 66 balls, 160. Oh, a big heave! So he's going to get 6. Jesus Christ, that's 6 over the slips by Dave Warner. Bloody hell, as he heaved one from Bolt.
Play the jingle.
And, yeah, over the slips.
That's what you get from having a 45-yard straight boundary.
Complete misfit. Oh, cool. So this is going to be a really high-scoring game.
Yeah, this is going to be 350 plays 350.
Yeah, maybe more at this rate. Oh, aerial! Oh, cut. Very square though by Warner, and there is a backward point. Behind square. So you've got nowhere near it. Then you apply for it, and 2 runs. Value 24 for the first 9 balls.
Some good clicks there from Bolt. I don't prefer kilometres, which might be some people might remember from my previous stints. I work in MPH, and that was 88 MPH.
Yeah, him and Southey both definitely.
You just do that in your head, immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, well done.
He and Southey have definitely got quicker in the last couple of years.
Yeah, plus you've got more energy and you only got well 10 overs, can't you? The next ball, it's a missed shot by Warner, plays down the wrong line, beats the edge of the bat, goes through for the keeper.
It's got the glare to go with it as well as he bowled.
Yeah.
Tiny eyes, tiny mouth.
I can report that was 4 buys.
Really harsh on Rock.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think we've musically identified the ball yet.
No.
Let's give it a go.
How does he speak, or play the horn, or clean his teeth, or even yawn? How does he shout? How does he call? Trent Bolt's mouth is really small.
Darkest Brew from Dublin, attended with an attendant board, says morning walk, got up at 11, proper lunch, and had 2 pints after work, still feel pretty easy.
That was left alone, by the way, by Warner through for Ronke, no run. Yeah, no, I had a stomach bug at the beginning of this week. Still don't feel entirely well. I'm kind of lucky actually because I was in here all last weekend sorting out this stuff, and then Monday came down and looked a bit for a long time. Pretty grim.
It was a long weekend.
Yeah.
This weekend.
Well, I think we're kind of okay. I just don't feel massive.
We'll pull you through.
Yeah. Flat-footed push really by Warner towards the coast, straight to the fielder.
Evil Scooter says, hi all, strapping myself in for 100 overs of top edge 6s and other monstrosities that devalue international.
Amen.
Yep.
This ground is too small.
There have been some cracking games this week though. I got up and watched the end of the Ireland
UAE.
UAE, that was a wicked game. I put money on the UAE
Oh, you put £3 on 8 to 1.
£3 at 8 to 1, and I was like, you know. Seems pretty even to me. And they were given 8 to 1, and now bloody
Problem is
Ireland.
all these associates devaluing the competition with their uncompetitive games. It's awful. Get rid of them.
They're the only ones that have been competitive. It'd be great when Afghanistan's win the other day over Scotland. I thought, in fact, thought they were going to romp that one because Scotland was, you know, in all sorts of trouble at 150 odd to 6. Boy, Finch stands and delivers. This short ground is going to produce a lot of boundaries today. He's just stood there and clumped that back over long on for one of these. Big
Clear the road, Jack. Don't bowl at the length no more, no more, no more, no more. Clear the road, Jack. Don't bowl at the length no more.
For all that it's a small ground, that would have been 6 anyway.
Yeah. Moggy's on, and he says, if I've learned anything, it's the ground.
He was actually all right on the. I was listening to Island UAE. He was actually all right.
He gets his comeback. Boom, take that, Finch. You're out, mate. He's just got another big heave over the top, but he's missed it completely, and his off stump has cartwheeled out the ground. Saudi gets his first wicket. Australia for 30 for 1 in the third over.
Deliveries. Now he started to accelerate as well. He's taken his time to settle down, used his feet well. He's used the sweep shot against the spinners. The depth of the crease to play the cut shot of the quicker bowlers. He's, as always, on the front foot. Again, you can see excellent use of the feet there from Cheteshwar Pujara. Playing a capital innings in his 50th test match.
1-6, that's where over mid-wicket in the last over. But what an innings he's played, real run machine. Someone who really grinds his runs, grinds the opposition. He's a crafter. Dilruwan Perera. Now the backward short leg being removed. So 3 men out on the leg side boundary. 1 man at short mid-wicket, 1 man at square. Those are because Pujara has very strong wrists. Tends to whip the ball off the stumps.
Yeah. Oh. Beautifully punched. Now would Rangana Herath be having thoughts about his injured finger? Because it was to the same side. It's punched away. This is the left-hand side, and that's where he's got that bad bruising. I'm not too sure he was too keen to get his hands down there. But that's a problem. The problem is that if you're injured, the ball seems to follow you, and that's what's happening. There's that injured finger.
Next up.
Well, they're scoring at pretty much run a ball now. 64 the partnership in 65 deliveries. This is a run a ball partnership. Rahane on 24. Pujara, of course, has got the bulk of the runs. He's hit the boundaries. He's hit the 6. There, it's been easy. Those singles take the pressure off. Maybe Chandimal needs to have a look at where his short fielder is. Maybe bring him a little straighter towards mid-on rather than towards mid-wicket. Because the batsmen are easily working the runs. He's at mid-wicket, a little bit wider. Maybe come a little bit to his left, more towards the umpire, non-striker. Short. The previous deliveries where batsmen had come down the pitch, made Perera bowl that one shot. One shot of 200, 199 for 3.
Good run rate for India.
Hello? Hi.
Hi. What a pleasant surprise.
Nice to see you.
How are you?
Mama बहुत strict है, so just... Mama? This is my friend Kunal.
Hello.
Hi.
आंटी आप लोग कौन?
Meenakshi. You can call me Meenakshi.
Popcorn?
No, thank you. He's getting it.
Hello, sir.
लोग तो नोटिस करेंगे. Wild Stone Tears for Men.
So Dhananjaya Silva, another useful kind of off spinner. More in for his batting powers than bowling, but he could bowl off spin. Useful. Doesn't spin the ball a lot, but tends to slide the ball through. That's why he goes round the wicket. Short leg, short mid wicket. Slip in place as well. It's about control that Sri Lanka needs to bring in. They've been leaking runs. As Sani said, it's been easy, risk-free cricket. So the 200 is up. Just take a look at the rate and how quickly India have been scoring. The last 50 and the first one.
It's also a missed opportunity as far as Sri Lanka is concerned, because they had taken 2 back-to-back wickets, pretty much back-to-back. So the pressure should have been on India. Instead, India scored its fastest 50, which just tells you how India have played the smarter cricket. They have taken the 1s and 2s, they've used their feet to hit the boundaries and the 6s and put the pressure back on Sri Lanka. I think the singles, really, the singles that the Indians are taking with ease has meant that there's no pressure on them at all. Yeah, easy single, 202 for 3.
ब्रो अब इंडिया हुआ है आइडिया 4G पे हुक लुक लुक
आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक लुक लुक खाते हुए भगाते हुए चबाते हुए भगाते हुए पर मचा चुडुगारू देखो गुरु लुक लुक आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक लुक लुक हाँ लुक लुक
इंडिया हो गया है आइडिया 4G पे हुक आइडिया 4G इंडिया जितना बड़ा नेटवर्क.
So 202 for 3. This partnership looking very good and prosperous. And talking about being prosperous, we got 2 prosperous gentlemen in the box, Russell Arnold and Simon Doe.
Thanks, Roshan. 69. That's the partnership. That's what it's worth at the moment.
It's like stuff.
At 3 for 133. Sri Lanka had an opportunity to put more pressure. Back-to-back wickets would certainly have opened up the game for themselves. Change of angle around the wicket. Bit of activity around the boundary. Yeah, never a good sign.
Some really dark clouds hovering above. Oh, nicely timed. Wow, that is good timing.
Not by Herath. How well played. Herath turns, he runs. It's always pleasing for a batsman though to get that ball speeding away.
Reasonably lucky in Colombo in the last 3 days. Clouds have come in, but we haven't seen any rain. I know you're just a little way out of town, Russ, but in the middle of town here, we haven't seen any rain at all in the last 3 days.
And hopefully this blows away. Bruce Oxenford though knows every part of town.
Good work, brilliant work. Luckily for Jinky Rahane and Pujara, they hadn't committed too much.
Oh yeah, good work from the skipper. Bounced up nicely for him. He picks a strange time to go for his daily walk. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I see him everywhere around. Pretty strange, because it's very warm here in Colombo.
I guess the umpires work hard on their fitness as well, and you've got to put yourself through those situations that you're going to be put in as an umpire. I guess a walk at 1 o'clock for an hour and a half. Put some strain on the body and make sure your concentration's at its best for these long days that they go through in the heat. .207 for 3.
Hey Siri, read my schedule. Rock. Hey Siri, take a selfie. You want to see more of The Rock and Siri? Just grab your iPhone and say, "Hey Siri, what are you and The Rock up to?"
हम हैं different, different, but together. हम हैं different, different, but together.
जो एक साथ है पर एक जैसे नहीं, उनके लिए है हैप्पी प्राइस कॉम्बोज। तो चिकन कबाब बर्गर के साथ कोक या मैकफिश ब्लू के साथ मैक्सिकन मैकालो टिक्की, अपनी पसंद के कॉम्बोज चूज करो और साथ एंजॉय करो।
The clouds sort of come and goes very, very quickly. Very dark at the far end of the ground just 5 minutes ago, and it's cleared up a little bit in that time, and everything moves very quickly except for Rangana Herath.
Not only Herath, I was just trying to say that Sri Lankans have bowled lots of spin overs. They're just about there, aren't they? Lots of drink breaks.
We've got 25 minutes till tea. They need 8 overs in 25 minutes, so they won't be too far behind. Maybe 1 over behind if they continue with the spin.
Yeah, couple. Dhananjaya Silva, he's back in the team, the 4th spinner that Sri Lanka have opted to use today. They brought in the 3rd. So far, that experiment or that decision hasn't paid dividends because he's gone at 5 and over. Malinda Pushpa Kumara, he's made the mistake of offering that short ball in each over, which the Indians have put it away with glee. Good work from Karunaratne. It's only 53 overs, and if you're seeing the part-time bowling of Dhananjaya Silva, that says Dinesh Chandimal is struggling somewhere. It's looking a lot brighter now, Simon.
Well, he is as well. A lot brighter than he looked last week, I'm sure. Dinesh Chandimal. Oh dear. That's not a lot of fun for the short leg. That one?
He's already won one. And if this continues, he's not going to be watching that ball. He's not going to be picking anything up for you. Very close. Oh, he's in the firing line, whether it be off the bat. Over there, the ball's being tossed around the outfield.
When you've got 3 frontline spinners and you're going to a 4th for part-time.
दिनेश कार्तिक ने ट्विटर पे ट्वीट किया है कि 200 रन और वो भी 2 सेशन में बना ली है टीम इंडिया ने। पहले का जमाना।
Clearly something's not worked. Through the gap, and it is through the gap. Lovely. Wonderful placement.
Oh, classic Pujara. Flick of the wrists. Along nicely once again. Now the strength has been the use of the feet.
Turned fine for 1. 8 runs from the over. 215 for 3. So you look through.
Hey, family champion. Oh, hi. अच्छा ये बताओ, आपके फैमिली में कितने मेंबर्स हैं? 5. और हर मेंबर सेम नेटवर्क पर है, राइट? हाँ. उन सब का बिल भी आप ही भरती होंगी? और क्या? और आपके नेटवर्क ने क्या किया? एक फैमिली से 5 कनेक्शन लेके भी रिटर्न में आपको कुछ दिया? नहीं यार, आज से ये नहीं होगा। नया एयरटेल पोस्टपेड प्रॉमिस। अब पूरी फैमिली का एक प्लान और 20% तक की बचत। ये एयरटेल का प्रॉमिस है।
Herath's back. It's a change of ends for him. Used the new ball from this end. Yeah, the tennis courts are right behind us, but our friends in the media, they sit across from us.
Clay courts? What are they?
Clay courts. That's what you tend to find around Sri Lanka.
Does that mean you'd be able to keep up with me then? Because in the fast courts you're not quite sort of quick enough on the hard fast courts. I won't be keeping up with that. That will race away for 4.
Don't even try keeping up with that because the placement's so good. The width's on off, and when you don't have a point, you can't bowl that line. And Herath is likely to take the ball away from the right-hander too. Everything wrong about that ball. Well, you rarely find grass on the cricket pitch. Do you expect there's going to be grass on the tennis court?
Well, I was hoping.
You've done well to keep grass in the outfield with this heat. That's all you're getting.
Yeah, looks good. Looks good. A little patchy here and there, but surface is reasonably true and flat. Grass on the banks and around the ground, which look really good. One of them slightly more populated than another.
Because that's by the main road. So it's easier to get in there. To get to the other side where the scoreboard is, you've got to walk right around the ground. You'll find more students on the grass bank near the scoreboard because there is a school at the back there. Playing temple run there.
Boys, come on, Lama.
Couple of balls ago.
Yeah, minimal amounts of damage being done at the moment to this surface as the test match wears on. I imagine the pitch will as well. Time third afternoon, fourth day comes around, might be a bit tough.
Yeah, the way the Indians have approached it though, the energy levels of the Sri Lankans are down. You can see when a wicket is picked up how energetic and how forceful the bowlers are.
Come on.
And use of the feet has enabled the Indian batsmen to get a few freebies. They've got them off that length. They've been able to play off the back foot. 225 for 3.
Until you don't hear your beating heart, until every moment doesn't feel like a new challenge, until you don't lose to yourself, until the fight isn't against yourself, until you don't get what you've never had, until then, it's not large. Live now, live large. Seagram's Royal Stag Mega Music. It's your life. Make it large.
Vijender Singh versus Zulfikar Maimaityali. Saturday, 5th August at 6:30 p.m. Only on Sony 10.
Quicker than Herath has said, huh?
Protection out on that leg side, but another comfortable one. 227 for 3.
Bro, अब इंडिया हुआ है आइडिया 4G पे हुक.
Look. आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक. Look. हाँ look. अरे चेन्नई में मूड किया दिल्ली की झटका. जयपुर में दर्शन हुआ शिरडी के संत का. वेटिंग में लुक. आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक. Look.
इंडिया हो गया है आइडिया 4G पे हुक. आइडिया 4G, इंडिया जितना बड़ा नेटवर्क.
The smiles are back. Every reason to smile. The Indian team now in a very comfortable position. You mentioned how quickly Rahane and Pujara have been scoring. This partnership is 94 of 97.
Pandya, Jadeja and Rohit Sharma on the balcony. All smiles at the moment.
Nuwan Pradeep replaces Herath after a 1-over spell.
Got a ball from the other end again.
Yep. That's his preferred end. He's been getting the ball to turn. You are using the part-timer from the other end and not being able to stem runs. You might as well look to attack. Pradeep had a few overs when Virat Kohli walked in, so he should be relatively fresh.
I wonder, Russell, has there been any talk or movement of late in the last year or 2-3 years about moving away from the Kookaburra ball in Sri Lankan conditions? Most of the subcontinent use the SG ball. I know England, obviously, the Duke ball. It's been talked down under. They use the Duke in Australian domestic cricket this season.
Yeah, India do use this SG ball, which is one of their local balls. The seam does tend to stand out, but Sri Lanka have continued with the Kookaburra ball, where the seam tends to disappear very fast. Well timed, controlled it well. No, I couldn't say that there are any plans to move away from it, but it's a thought that Sri Lanka should entertain.
Yeah, it's a thought that New Zealand have certainly entertained, moving towards the Duke cricket ball, just with the flat nature of the pitches. Bring the spinners into play as well. The seam does go very soft, of course, with the Kookaburra very quickly. Just debates, I suppose, to be had.
And in Sri Lanka, more often than not in a test match, you see the game as being a new ball game. And the spinners also like to use it because the ball is hard, you get that extra zip. And once that disappears, you're more in a defensive mode, trying to contain the runs till the second new ball is available.
Yeah, and at times it only lasts about 8 or 10 overs, doesn't it, because of the nature of some of the abrasive surfaces. Spinners enjoy bowling with the SG and the Duke.
Yeah, spinners do like bounce. And they'd like a bit more zip off the pitch too. Slow turn means they have to work very hard, be a lot more patient. And slow turn would only give you wickets or bring you into the game if you're forcing the batsman to play shots. Just like in the second innings in goal. In goal,
well, you look for anything in these sorts of conditions that's not sweaty or wet because of the heat. So the bottom of the trouser leg underneath the shin pads, reasonably dry. We'll work on that.
Oh, well played. Gets it fine. Yeah, in goal, if you looked at the second innings, all Sri Lankan wickets were poor shot. But at that stage, the wicket was slowing down. Good news down under. The Australians have sorted out their issues, so they will be playing cricket soon. The happiest would be the Bangladeshis. Is Australia due to tour across next month? So they can look forward to some cricket.
Yeah, first time Australia have been there in a while, isn't it? Because they pulled out of the last tour.
Tough tour, I'll tell you. Your boys would know all about it.
Well, New Zealand have struggled there. Really struggled at different times, particularly in the one-day arena. They've struggled to beat Bangladesh. 232 for 3.
Hey Siri, read my schedule. Rock. Hey Siri, take a selfie. You want to see more of the Rock and Siri? Just grab your iPhone and say, "Hey Siri, what are you and the Rock up to?"
What does it take to wear this? Years of dedication. Endless hours of hard work. And the strength to go beyond.
World's best cricketing action on Sony 6 and Sony 6 HD. Sony Pictures Sports Network. Go beyond.
More fluids. Keep them coming. Very important nowadays. Even teams go to the extent of personalizing green soft players. They do the sweat patch and different tests to try and figure out what minerals you are likely to lose. That can differ from player to player, and they come up with drinks that replace most important minerals and ingredients your body needs.
Yeah, I must say, during this tour of Sri Lanka, I've noticed some really fine minerals. Been good for me. Nice. After hours.
Yeah, Herath's back. We thought so. Wanted to move to his preferred end. 73 runs, 74 runs in 12.1 overs after drinks. And wow, 100 runs off 104. Between Rahane and Pujara.
A double quick time, that's what's hurt Sri Lanka. Buoyed by the breakthrough of Virat Kohli at 13 off 29, but this partnership has just raced along.
When that happened, the pressure was relieved once Herath went out of the attack. Malinda Pushpa Kumara just couldn't maintain the same tidiness, and from that time on the Indians are running away with it. It's been a long time since you've been back in our part of the world. And I can see you've been enjoying your time. A lot different?
It's changed, certainly changed. Whole Sri Lanka has changed. The highway down to Galle was magnificent. Stopped for some of the best cashew nuts we've had ever.
Talk about everything other than the minerals, all right?
Wonderful places to pop out and eat, and the high-rise buildings going up. Apartment blocks and things everywhere. It's been quite amazing. The change. Look at that one there. That one, we were talking about that last night actually with our director. It's some bloke's been paid a lot of money to design a sort of a strangely shaped building. He's got a bit of an A angle to it. I'm not sure why, but I guess that's why the architects get the big bucks for us, and we call the end of the over at 235 for 3.
हेलो इंटरनेट दीवाने।
हाय।
आपने अपने नेटवर्क के लिए क्या कुछ नहीं किया? एक तो हर महीने डेटा पैक पे डेटा पैक लेते गए।
वो तो किया।
और जो डेटा यूज नहीं हुआ वो
उसके भी पैसे भरते गए।
और आपके नेटवर्क ने क्या किया? हर महीने का बचा हुआ डेटा दिया ही नहीं बॉस। आज से ये नहीं होगा। नया एयरटेल पोस्टपेड प्रॉमिस। हर महीने जो डेटा यूज नहीं होगा वो हम अगले महीने ऐड करेंगे। ये एयरटेल का प्रॉमिस है।
Revolving restaurant up there. Good plans.
That's like your hometown, isn't it? Revolving restaurant in your hometown of Sydney.
It makes me dizzy. Stay still, will ya?
The same thing in Auckland, of course, at the Sky City in Auckland, the tower. Sydney's got one, and soon Colombo.
We'll take you to the hills, then we'll give you a bit of a rough time. Simon, you got nuts, you said, yeah? Keep the nuts out there and your window open when you're up in Dambulla. We can have some fun.
Yeah, a lot of monkeys up that way. One dayers, of course, so Palakelli next, and then the one-day series kicks off after that.
I get on well with them. I'll make sure that they keep you entertained. A bit of adventure for you.
I'm not sure you need to be saying that live on television, Russ, that you get on well with the monkeys.
So just like out there, we got a bit of variety. Yeah, getting a little flatter. They'll be looking for that tea break. Could be a couple of overs away, maybe even at the end of this over.
Very close. It's jagged back. What have they decided? Played a shot.
Slightly outside the line of off stump. That's what I'm thinking. But his feet have gone nowhere. Yes. Had to go upstairs.
Let's have a listen.
We got a review for LBW. If I could have a look at front foot first, please. Original decision not out. Yeah, we've got a fair delivery. If you can have a look at front on spin vision, please. It doesn't look like any bat involved, but we'll confirm that with Ultra Edge. Yeah. Okay, that's good. I'm going to go back to.
So you can understand why they went upstairs. There's been no excitement for the fielding team in probably an hour. And here they get one past. It was crashing in though, but the moment you're hit outside the line of off stump and you're playing a shot, you can't be given out. But Dickwella called it. He was ignored.
Yeah, he's spot on the keeper. He said, I think it's outside the line. Was overruled by the skipper and by Nuwan Pradeep as well. Sometimes these, Russell, can move a lot after it's hit them, the batsman, so it makes it look like it's outside the off stump, outside the line, but that one was certainly outside. Good decision, Bruce Oxenfoot.
This is the time that he's been working out.
Nicely turned away, but good work. It's a long leg.
That was good from Pradeep though. He tried something different because Ajinkya Rahane was going outside or moving across his stumps. That's why he managed to get outside the line on the previous shout. So Pradeep tried the fuller straighter one.
For 3, and umpire Bruce Oxenford has suggested that is T. The partnership after India lost Virat Kohli early in the middle session, and it has been Cheteshwar Pujara and Ajinkya Rahane who have carried them through to start. Let's get it right, have a third go, eh? T.
Good job, Simon. 30 overs then were bowled, so the over rate pretty good. Those 2 wickets came early for the Sri Lankans, but it's been a wonderful partnership. Shikhar Dhawan, you could say, threw it away. Very unlucky. Just after lunch, K. Rahul, he was run out. Misunderstanding with Pujara, who's still there on 89. Big wicket for the Sri Lankans of Virat Kohli, but they could not capitalize because Ajinkya Rahane, he's got different plans. He's on 41.
6 bowlers tried by Sri Lanka, 3 in double figures. Nuwan, Pradeep, Rangana, Herath and Dilruwan Perera. Herath with a wicket and Dilruwan Perera with 1 as well. 238 for 3.
Sports, we love to watch it because it teaches us to dream big. When the odds are against us, it teaches us to bounce back. It encourages us to speak up with our actions. And in the end,
tune in to Sony Pictures Sports Network. 11 channels, 1 network. Go beyond.
India will be very happy with a session that threatened to go Sri Lanka's way in the first 45 minutes. But I think a combination of some ordinary spin bowling from Sri Lanka, some dominant, aggressive batting from India has dragged it their way. And here's a question for Murali Karthik and Ajay Jadeja. So eventually India fairly comfortable with that session, the way the session went?
They'd be super happy. With
4.5 and over.
Yeah, absolutely. They'd be super happy with what happened because, as you said, initially that mix-up between Rahul and Cheteshwar Pujara and then the resultant wicket of Virat Kohli could have pushed things back because the teams want wicket and bowlers want wickets early up in their spell, and that's exactly what they got. And you summed it up nicely to dish out some really ordinary bowling coupled with some really ordinary field placements. I think it's India's session now.
Bowling खराब थी या bowling खराब करवाई बल्लेबाजों ने?
आई थिंक यहाँ क्रेडिट मैं बल्लेबाजों को दूंगा. आई थिंक बल्लेबाजों ने बढ़िया बल्लेबाजी की, खासकर जब अजिंक्य रहाणे आए खेलने. उस वक्त जो माहौल था, क्योंकि लंच से पहले एक अच्छा दौर गुजरा था, फिर 2 विकेट गिरी है जब वो आए, लेकिन उन्होंने कदमों का जो इस्तेमाल किया, खासकर ऑफ स्पिनर ज़्यादा थ्रेटनिंग नज़र आ रहे थे उस वक्त. वो उनकी पिच पे जाके उनको कवर्स पे 2-3 चौके लगे, फिर बैकफुट से लगने लगे. वहाँ के बाद फिर कह सकते हैं कि आप गेंदबाजी बिल्कुल हल्की हो गई. लेकिन मैं इससे ज़्यादा सहमत हूँ कि बल्लेबाजों ने ये हालात किए हैं गेंदबाजों के, क्योंकि ये कंडीशंस आसान नहीं है बल्लेबाजी के लिए. देखने में हमें आसान लग रहा है, स्पिनर्स को यहाँ बहुत मदद है कंपेयर करें आप पिछले मैच से, तो बल्लेबाजों ने अच्छी बल्लेबाजी की.
It looked for a while that Sri Lanka might be getting that toe back into the game, because in the first session it looked like Sri Lanka were watching India's back. It was just receding, going further and further away. But in the first 45 minutes they pulled it back. The first hour after lunch, good grouping. In fact, it was the last 10-15 minutes they flagged away, I think. But first hour, largely good.
I think it's more than the grouping, Harsha, it's the speed at which you bowl. Sometimes when you see batsmen using their crease, you want to peg them back. You want to keep them quiet for a while, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to unsettle your rhythm by running at you. So you want them to be quiet for a while.
See the number of boundaries in this next hour.
So that's exactly what it is. Then if you bowl very slowly, and if you're bowling those in different lengths, it just gives ample time for the batsmen to do whatever they want to do. And that's exactly what every one of the bowlers have done. 75, 76 kilometers per hour. And then if you're not consistent, you're going to be hit.
As a spinner, if you're consistently hit on the back foot, it means you're bowling some ordinary stuff, aren't you?
Ordinary stuff, and that's why I said ordinary stuff coupled with the fact that you're bowling at 76. So it gives you enough time to either cut you or pull you. And every time Dilruwan or Rangana, Herath have kept it slightly quicker, because these batsmen, you need to understand the psyche of the batsman. Pujara will block a few and then he's going to run at you. Ajinkya Rahane is always trying to do that. So when you got people like that, you need to push them back. You need to keep them quiet for a while.
Poor Pushpa Kumara, I think with all those first-class matches behind him, just suffered a little bit from nerves maybe. But we keep talking about that first 45 minutes after lunch, 45-50 minutes, because Sri Lanka picked up a couple of wickets. It started with a run out, and I think it was a grumpy-faced coach sitting up there watching it all happen. Yes, no, yes, no. Well, I guess both had their share to play, Majid.
Yeah, in a run out, invariably it's both of you, because both of you are supposed to each other. Rahul was thinking he can get to the other end, but ultimately the throw was going to go to the other end. Unless Pujara was keen to get to the other end, you always have to,
The old thing, front of the wicket, strikers call, non-striker supports, it's all that gone.
Look, when a ball goes left of the cover fielder, where is he going to throw? He's going to pick the ball, especially if he's a right-hander. It's easier to throw there than throw at the other end. So that's why I say it's always the runner who must decide. If the ball's on this side of the cover fielder, then it's the batsman's call, because he needs to get to this end. So there's a little time that you have, but at the end it's about, you've got to look after each other, and when you call for a run, you must be sure that not only you get to the other end, but the partner that you have, he may be quicker than you at times. So is he going to get to the end where the throw is likely to go?
The risk only comes if you've got a left-hander standing at cover. It goes to his left, then what do you do? But Ajay, absolutely spot on, as someone who fielded for many years in that area. Then Virat Kohli. And to be honest, I thought it started pretty well, Virat started pretty well.
Yeah, he did. There was a steely resolve in his face when he came out, and immediately Nuwan Pradeep was brought into bowl. He left a few deliveries, ducked under a few. But I think this was just a stroke of luck. There were a couple of good deliveries bowled before this. This could have gone anywhere, and it possibly could have been a bit of evasive reaction as well from Angelo Mathews. He was tight, he was close, and he's fine. So for him, look at where he's looking and where his hands are. These are stuff which stick. These are the kind of catches which stick to you. And this was the over before, or the preceding 5 deliveries. And I don't think it's a massive setup. The reason being that if he was driving, or if he had been caught at covers or caught at slip, then it's a setup. This was a good length delivery which was wide, which should have been put away for 4. Ended up in an edge and an outstanding catch.
This is probably the last when they bowled 4 balls at one spot. It didn't happen after that, and then the strike's been rotating. And I think Ajinkya Rahane, that's where I meant Ajinkya Rahane, when he walked in, he made sure that the bowler had to change his length.
It's interesting when fielding at slip, that of course required a very good reaction. He said it stuck. A lot of them do stick, but they only stick when your hands are in the right place.
Yeah, and I think he was lucky, because it's a height that you get to. If it was anywhere else, if it was on this side, he wouldn't have had time. If it was lower, he wouldn't have had time to get to that place. So it's a reaction catch, and a reaction is always, in football they always say somebody scores easy goals. You were telling me the other day, and it looks easy to you at that end, but you got to realize that that player has seen that happen enough times, so he's getting into that position. So his hands were going this way only. So he was thinking, if there is an edge at the speed which the ball is bowled, it could come here. So he was getting to that position, and luckily for him, it came there as well.
Pujara in his 50th test just does what he's best at doing.
Absolutely, and that's why I said in the morning that he bats in a zen-like mode. He just, whatever can happen around him, he stays unfluttered. He's got his method to the way he goes about it. And again, just the choice of shots, it's just outstanding. He's going to put away anything which is short. And again, the sweep shot which we saw is not something which he employs too often. But the fact that as soon as he saw a ball being bowled in that line, and he knew that the fine leg man was up, He used that sweep as well. So it's just a choice selection and just leaving or letting aside everything else go. So it's just outstanding concentration from Cheteshwar Pujara.
And he's now among the fastest to 4,000 runs. And his average, certainly in subcontinent conditions, about 67, 68 or thereabouts. All of Test cricket, 52. That's fine, and that's excellent to get to 4,000 runs as quickly as he has. एक और चीज़ की उन्होंने अजय जो अक्सर करते नहीं है, उन्होंने सिक्सर मारा आज. और इसके पहले मैंने देखा जब भी सिक्स मारते हैं तो ड्रेसिंग रूम में सब कह लगाते हैं, हंसने लगते हैं एकदम से.
जी बिल्कुल. और कल मैं प्रैक्टिस पे भी उनको देख रहा था.
हाँ,
मेहनत कर रहे थे, प्रैक्टिस कर रहे थे पूरी. और वो जो लिस्ट है वो ग्रेट्स है, हमारे ऑल टाइम ग्रेट्स की लिस्ट में है वो. और धीरे धीरे बेहतर हो रहे हैं. आज स्वीप भी आपने को, जैसे इन्होंने कहा कि स्वीप भी देखने को मिला. तो जो खिलाड़ी अपने आप से बेहतर हो रहा है उससे आप बच के रहिए, एज एन ऑपोजिशन. क्योंकि आप कोई भी रणनीति बना के आते हैं, ये था वो सिक्स शायद जो बैकफुट पे जाके मारा, कि आप बेहतर होते जा रहे हैं दिन पे दिन. तो जैसे ही ऑपोजिशन कोई प्लान बनाती है आपके विरुद्ध, आपके पास एक नई चीज आ जाती है.
Likes the onside? You can say that, but I think there are few better sights in Test cricket than Pujara coming down the wicket to a spin and playing him through mid-wicket.
Yeah, he smothers that spin really well, and that's why I said, you know that when you bowl against somebody like a Pujara, there are a couple of deliveries which he's going to block, and then depending on the pace at which you bowl, he's always going to run at you, especially against the off-spinner, against the left-arm spinner. If the line is towards middle and leg, obviously he's going to clip you. If it's slightly outside the off-stump, you see the way he defends. He's trying to bat ahead of the pad, taking that pad out of the equation, and there is a small step. It's not a big step. That's exactly what Rahul also does. There are a few guys who really lunge at you and smother the spin. He's somebody who's got a small foot forward, so you need to be very wary of the length which you bowl.
और एक खास बात होती है चेतेश्वर पुजारा की, भले ही बहुत गेंदें खा लें शुरू में, लेकिन बाद में मेकअप करते हैं. जैसे लंच पे 58 गेंदों में 14 थे, क्योंकि इस सेशन में 70 बना लिए उन्होंने रन. तो ही ऑलवेज पिक्स अप.
बिल्कुल. आप जितना सेट होते जाते हैं आप उतने रन बनाते चले जाएंगे. आई थिंक वो थोड़ी सी ज़्यादा क्रिटिसिज्म होती है कि वो बहुत आराम से खेलते हैं. ये तो फैक्ट है कि अगर आप कोहली या किसी और से कंपेयर करेंगे तो, लेकिन क्योंकि हर खिलाड़ी एक तरह से नहीं खेल सकता. मैं तो ये देख रहा हूँ कि वो दिन पर दिन अपने गेम को जोड़ते चले जा रहे हैं. आप 1 साल 2 साल पहले देखे रन इतने ही बनाते थे, लेकिन इतना कदमों का इस्तेमाल नहीं करते थे. स्पिनर को आप बना के शॉट नहीं मारते थे, और वो एक इम्प्रूवमेंट है. फिर क्या है कि रन उतने ही बना रहे हैं, लेकिन अब स्वीप भी जोड़ ली है. कई बार क्या होता है कि आप अपने गेम चेंज करने को देखते हैं, लेकिन वो भूल जाते हैं कि आपकी स्ट्रेंथ क्या है. तो इनका जो अच्छा देखने को लगा है कि आपने अपनी कंसिस्टेंसी नहीं छोड़ी है, रन उतने ही बनाते चले जा रहे हैं, लेकिन आपने तेजी पकड़ ली है. कई बार होता है कि तेजी आप पकड़ लेते हैं और रन बनाना भूल जाते हैं.
शायद कॉन्फिडेंस का भी सवाल हो. एक दौर था जब चेतेश्वर पुजारा को लग रहा था कि कहीं मैं ड्रॉप न हो जाऊं, इसलिए अपनी जगह पकड़ के खेल रहे थे, रिस्क नहीं ले रहे थे. अब जो इतने रन बने हैं, शायद ज्यादा कॉन्फिडेंस आया उनमें, और वो जैसा अजय जाडेजा ने कहा वो साफ नजर आ रहा है. We've been asking you about Twitter as well, so we've been giving you a Twitter handle. Use it freely at SPN_cricket and use the tag Ask the Experts. If you're coming, and we'll address those to our panel of experts here. We'll do that when we come back after this little break.
Getting here is easy. Only when you go beyond the pain, the sweat, the tears. This is WWE, where sport goes beyond for entertainment.
Exclusively on Sony 10-1 and Sony 10-1 HD. Sony Pictures Sports Network. Go beyond.
It's time for the best in tests. It's time for their undisputed dominance. And it's all against a rattled host. It's all between rivals of old.
All the way 6.
Seagram's Royal Stag Cup, Sri Lanka versus India Test Series, powered by Servo Lubricants. Day 2, tomorrow, live on Sony 6 and Sony 10-3.
The greatest rivalry in London. Will divide the city in two once again. The league champions Chelsea take on FA Cup champions Arsenal in the season opener that matters the most. In the FA Community Shield, Sunday, August 6th, 6:30 p.m. Live and exclusive on Sony 10-2 and Sony 10-2 HD.
The time has come. Find who is the king. The Indian Tiger will take on the Chinese Dragon.
Platinum Heavy Duty Cement Battleground Asia. Double title fight with Jinder Singh versus Zulfikar Maimatiali. Only on Sony 10-1 and Sony 10-3. Heroes CPL T20. St. Lucia Stars versus Trinbago Knight Riders. Saturday, August 5th, 6:30 a.m. Live on Sony ESPN.
Right, we've been asking you for your tweets. Here are some. Is that your name? Mitran Thipa. Okay, Mitran. Virat Kohli looks steady until he gets out early. What's the problem? Is it technique or is it the mind? Or is it just a very strict person on Twitter?
I think the last one which you said. I think when the expectations are so much that sometimes Virat Kohli, he's just got 100. He's just finished getting 100, and he looked really solid till the time he got out. But it was a freak dismissal again. You don't. How many times would you expect that in a Test innings that you would have dismissals like that? A ball which he wanted to cut and then ended up going to slip, and the catch was taken and a very sharp chance. So I'm really unfortunately sorry. I don't agree with what he said.
It's all right not to agree, you know.
Yeah,
it's all right. You're here.
Correct.
You're here to give your opinion.
Correct,
Let's take another question then on Twitter. Remember at SPN_cricket, Anurag Sood has written, and he says, will sweep shot be the dangerous shot on this pitch due to variable bounce, or is it a good option? Have you seen enough variable bounce yet for it to be dangerous?
No, we are still in the second session of day one. You've seen a lot more spin than you see on a day one pitch. So it's definitely not a pitch which is going to last for 5 days. But sweep shot is a shot that is actually useful on a turning track, and especially when it's variable bounce as well. Because, you know, when you try and defend, it just looks nice, but you get beaten when you try and play a ball that's going to hit your bat and the bounce hits the top of your glove and you get out caught at silly point. But just because you were defending, it looks good. Whereas in a sweep shot, you do multiple things. You might get out when it's a variable bounce, but you get runs, and you make sure, ask the spinner, his length has to change. No spinner in the world likes being swept, because you sweep a ball which is generally a good length delivery.
Right, 79 runs came in the fourth hour of play, and that is largely because Ajinkya Rahane got a move on. Pujara accelerated too, but it's largely Ajinkya Rahane. And well as he played, Karthik, he benefited with the number of short balls early on in his innings. But there's been a sense of purpose about this innings from Rahane.
Yeah, definitely. I think sometimes you tend to change your gear depending on what is being doled out to you. If you get some easy runs, then obviously you know that the spinner is under pressure. And once again, I'll come back to the pace. He got the time to use his feet because of the pace at which most of the bowlers bowled. Again, Dilruwan kept it slightly quicker, got the ball to drift because he got a wicket very early in his spell. First ball of your over, or you feel very different, but I think he changed his pace, and that's where he's been given the time to use it.
I mean, if India continue batting like this, they could well end with 340, 350 at close, which will make it a fantastic day. Sri Lanka need a wicket very soon.
Oh, they need, and when the wickets fall, they will fall in bunches. On a wicket like this, where there is little help, when you're getting these singles and you're rotating strike, it looks easy. But suddenly you have a wicket fall and you have few people crowding you, the game will change. At 350, India would be very happy at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's just that the consistency that Sri Lanka need, they haven't got so far, and so they've had to go back to Pradeep and Herath all the time, because after that first spell from Dilruwan, he flagged a little bit as well. Pushpa Kumara, maybe first test, just feeling it a bit. So while they're playing three spinners, they've actually been short.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's not about the three spinners. And on a track which is aiding spin, you don't need three spinners. That's exactly my belief. It's always been. You want people to be very consistent, because you're always buoyed by the fact that so the spinner is always kept interested.
Right, so there you are. It's tea on day one. Virat Kohli won a very good toss by the looks of it, and India have got a 238 for 3 in the driver's seat at the moment. Let's see what happens when the players come back after tea.
Well, we welcome all our Indian viewers joining us. The two umpires are coming out to resume the final session of day one of this second test match. And what a day it's been for India. We've seen the pendulum swinging.
Well, they got off to a good start in the first session. Sri Lanka came back very quickly earlier on in the second session, but since then this partnership worth 105 runs. Pujara on 89 and Rahane on 41. So the umpires ready to come out. With the fourth umpire, Ruchira Palyaguru. Palyaguru, I should say, the Sri Lankan team in their familiar huddle. And very soon we should see the Indian openers coming out. In fact, the Indian not-out batsman, I should say. So, with me, Simon Doole. Very good afternoon to you, Doole. Well, I think Sri Lanka lost out on an opportunity after that first over in the middle session.
Yeah, I think they certainly did. We talked at the time, I thought there could be a couple of defining sessions in this test match, sessions 2 and 3 on day 1, and you say that very early on in the test match, but opportunities, they dismissed Virat Kohli early on, courtesy of a fine catch by Angelo Mathews off the bowling of Herath, but the backup bowlers have just let Sri Lanka down a little bit with too many loose deliveries, and therefore India find themselves in a very strong position. 338, they could push quite heavily in this final session if Sri Lanka don't pick up a wicket or two. India could find themselves around that 340 mark, 350 even, going into day number 2. From the Sri Lankan point of view, they need to find some energy in this last session. Pick up a wicket early. If they can't pick up a wicket, deny the boundaries, deny some runs and force a mistake. Don't get too many of those from Cheteshwar Pujara along the way, but they need to find something.
Absolutely, that will be the plan, that will be the challenge going forward for Sri Lanka. So Cheteshwar Pujara has been outstanding. He's made 89 not out. He's just been an absolute run machine. He's an accumulator of runs. And what a fantastic going forward for Sri Lanka. He's certainly hit a purple patch. Shankar Rahane. He's outstanding. Also looking good. Sri Lankans have tried all their bowling run machine. He's an accumulator. Silva also turning his arm over 3 over 13. Malinda puts Kumara under some pressure in his opening test match, his maiden test. Shankar Rahane gone for a few. Herath and Dilruwan Perera have been the wicket takers. So we are ready to start. Dilruwan Perera will come round the wicket for the first ball of the final session. Slip and a short leg in. There is that mid-wicket for that very wristy Pujara. He's looked to whip almost every delivery off the middle stump.
Yeah, look, he's not a big sweeper, Cheteshwar Pujara, so I don't understand the man back on the boundary. Get him up. You want Pujara to sweep. Bowl that middle and leg stump liner, don't mind that, maybe on off stump turning back in. But you want him to try and sweep, you want him to do something different.
So that mid-wicket field is a good option. That's what we are talking about. He's got a man out on the boundary, but he's so strong on that leg side. But one of the issues for Sri Lanka have been that they've seen the odd ball turn, they've seen some assistance from the surface, but they've struggled to exploit it as the game progressed, with Indian batsmen looking to take them on. They've seen a little bit of grape. They've looked to bowl slower and better, but suddenly plans seem to be thrown out of the window.
been in the low 70s. Rangana Herath has been different. He's been a little bit quicker. By nature, he's a loopy bowler. Kumara likes to loop it up a lot. But I
Any more tweets?
Yeah, Chris Dickwella, he says Sri Lanka have set off slowly in pursuit of India's 600.
Yes.
64 for 1 off to 13, which...
13?
Yeah, I assume he's
being sarcastic.
Yeah, they're slowly. Will the Oval see 4.5, 5 runs per over on day 1?
Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. If we could, we wouldn't mind that at all.
Yeah, Dave Wood, good morning, gentlefolk. Back in Blighty, happy to be in your company. Good morning, Dave.
Philander again. Bowls to Jennings and beats him outside the off stump this time, just nibbling away. I was going to say a little bit more put into that delivery, but apparently not. 77.4 miles an hour, according to the speed gun. But it was certainly a more effective delivery.
$72 for 3 or 16th over.
Oh, hang on. Oh, well, we've moved on.
We're catching up with the
72 for 3. Oh, bloody hell.
And that's chasing 600. Shikhar Dhawan got a big 100, didn't he? 190.
Yeah.
And also Pujara. Let's have a look at this field. 3 slips of gully, a man at backward point, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, and a long leg. And Philander pulls out of that delivery almost as soon as he's got to the crease. Something wasn't quite right there. There it is. It's a little bit breezy out there. Maybe just got blown off his run. Who knows? Anyway, he's a great performer for Philander. An average of just over 22 in Test cricket. And not just that, it's his all-round skills that we've noticed in this series. I mean, he's batted beautifully.
Yeah, not his fielding quite so much.
Not his fielding so much, no.
Although he did take a blinder caught and bowl.
Would make him really man of the series if he could just get his fielding together. This is outside the off stump, left alone again by Jennings.
Anis Mohammed, good morning.
Good morning.
Congratulations to the Oval and the debutants, and welcome back KG Ravana.
Yes, indeed.
Zurich Mats, he's happy with the toss, but not the team selection. Knee-jerk reaction to one loss. How are we going to take 20?
foot boundary. It's 270 for 3.
ब्रो अब इंडिया हुआ है आइडिया 4G पे हुक लुक
आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक लुक हाँ लुक अरे चेन्नई में मूड किया दिल्ली की चाट का जयपुर में दर्शन हुआ शिरडी के संत का डेटिंग में लुक वेटिंग में लुक आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक लुक हाँ लुक
इंडिया हो गया है आइडिया 4G पे हुक आइडिया 4G इंडिया जितना बड़ा नेटवर्क
Highest 4th wicket partnership versus Sri Lanka at Colombo, 137. I thought there might have been bigger ones. This is
against Sri Lanka, Harsha. Against Sri Lanka.
Gee, I told you last time you make a good defender. I think you make a good footballer overall. You take every possible opportunity to score a goal. I think Ryan has played well too. Largely untroubled. Smile he might. It's been a long, difficult journey for Cheteshwar Pujara since he started as a very, very young man. There's cricket in the family. Father and uncle played first-class cricket. But 600s in his last 13 Test matches just tells you that when he gets in, he converts those into big ones. First drew attention, did Pujara, because of the doubles and triples that he was scoring. Just enjoy his batting. Has it for breakfast, lunch and dinner.
The partnership that they've broken was between Brian Lara and Carl Hooper. They added 136 in 2001. Remember that scene. Brian Lara scored hundreds at will.
You have played that one?
Yeah, I did. Sri Lanka won 3-0, but Brian Lara scored heaps of runs. I think it is still the record. For the highest aggregate in a 3-test series.
Royal Stag Mega Music. It's your life. Make it large.
And 1 each over. 7 fours and 1 6. Now I'm with you. Thinking all those off the back foot.
Right, he's gone back to the other off spinner, Dhananjaya Silva, who's been picked in the side ahead of Lahiru Thirimanne. I was very impressed by, I saw Lahiru Thirimanne 2014-15, he looked the next Sri Lankan batsman. Just got left out, I think, in the last year and a half. Even here, Dhananjaya Silva picked ahead of him after his performances at home.
Yeah, we all thought Thirimanne and Dinesh Chandimal are the next generation after the likes of Sandakan and Jayawardene. But lack of form, he was short of runs. They persevered with him, but he just couldn't get out of the rut. Just made his way back into the squad. But still, it's difficult to say that's on the weight of runs. Even in domestic cricket, he hasn't taken control. Scored 59 against India in that practice match. He's got plenty of experience, and if he can string it together, very good for Sri Lanka. But Dhananjaya Silva, though, on the other hand, I would have picked him. He was brilliant in his first series against Australia. He scored 100 here. But when you know you're on your travels to other parts of the world, people make sure that the ball doesn't spin. There is so much grass, the fast bowlers come into it. De Silva, from batting at 6, was moved to number 4 in the second test, which I thought shouldn't have been done, because the ball jagging around all over for a young batsman. It would have been tough. Lanka should have waited till they came back to a home series to give him that opportunity. But unfortunately for him, he was judged out there in South Africa. And now he's just got back. It's good to see him back, though. He's got plenty of time, Dhananjaya Silva.
Currently, though, he's got ball in hand and he's in his 4th over.
Yeah, bit of tennis ball type of bounce. But Dhananjaya Silva, though, scored a duck in that practice match where Thirimanne scored 59.
Five came from that over. It's 282 for 3.
Since I came to know you, baby, I've been telling you how to react. I've been telling you how to react. Please tell me how to. You look so good, fantastic man.
India losing the wickets of Shikhar Dhawan, 35. Well said, batting beautifully. Lokesh Rahul with a run out of 57. And then Virat Kohli for 13. This partnership 149 and now.
Would have to say Shikhar Dhawan threw it away. It's going along nicely. 35 off 37.
Still a slip and a short leg. They've flirted with the idea of that mid-off coming in. Now he's dropped back.
That was a good ball. Let's see how many he can put in there. Dilruwan Perera's first ball that he bowled. Was when this happened. Haven't missed that one. Rod Tucker said no. Sri Lanka went upstairs. The moment it hit the pad, Dilruwan Perera was very confident. He got the support he needed from Dickwella for the Sri Lankans to go upstairs. After lunch, KL Rahul called for that. Pujara, somehow there was hesitation.
There's always going to be a run out there, whether it was a striker or the non-striker. There's always going to be a dismissal. As it turned out, Pujara sent him back. And then Virat Kohli to one of the bright spots for Sri Lanka. This one in the field from Mathews.
That was flying. Mathews did really well. Ball caught Mathews.
Well, over that said before, the ball can only catch you if your hands are in the right place, though.
True, true. Good grab. Now these two have put on 151. Six bowlers. 15 overs without a wicket for Dilruwan Perera.
Two 8-4 for 3.
Hey family champion. Oh, hi. अच्छा ये बताओ, आपके फैमिली में कितने मेंबर्स हैं? 5. और हर मेंबर सेम नेटवर्क पर है, राइट? हाँ. उन सब का बिल भी आप ही भरती होंगी? और क्या? और आपके नेटवर्क ने क्या किया? एक फैमिली से 5 कनेक्शन लेके भी रिटर्न में आपको कुछ दिया? नहीं यार, आज से ये नहीं होगा। नया एयरटेल पोस्टपेड प्रॉमिस। अब पूरी फैमिली का एक प्लान और 20% तक की बचत। ये एयरटेल का प्रॉमिस है।
Humid in Sri Lanka. Sap not just the fielders but the batsmen as well. Been batting 4 hours is Cheteshwar Pujara. About 2 hours in the bid for Ajinkya Rahane.
.56 and 53 for the first two, but this is the big one. 151 off 200 and looking good for a lot more.
Yeah, Sri Lanka's problem has been that they haven't got 2 wickets.
Now and again that happens.
was almost 17 kilometers an hour quicker.
Excitement, the fielders were loud, but I think it did miss the gloves. I think it flicked the top of the pad and then onto the thigh pad. That's the two noises the fielders heard.
288 for 3.
जो एक साथ है पर एक जैसे नहीं, उनके लिए है हैप्पी प्राइस कॉम्बोज। तो चिकन कबाब बर्गर के साथ कोक या मैकफिश ब्लू के साथ मैक्सिकन मेकालो टिक्की, अपनी पसंद के कॉम्बोज चूज करो और साथ एंजॉय करो।
Always searching for what we don't have. In India, we have fairness creams, and they're searching for a tan.
Yeah, that's outside the boundary line. Inside, they're searching for wickets.
Well, I hope they've got a little more success than Sri Lanka were on the field today.
In this series, wickets have been hard to come by. Push for Kumara.
Changes. I think Chandimal, there's a pattern there. He wants to change the field as the batsman's getting ready, almost as if to plant a seed in his mind, a seed of doubt. It's not the first time he's just done this, moving short leg out to a catching silly mid-off. Short mid-off, in fact.
Six overs after this for the new Cherry.
Just looking at that last ball that Pushpa Kumara's bowled, this captain's given him a cover that's fairly short. It's not a deepish cover, and he's given him an almost catching short mid-off. And he's let the batsman go on the back foot.
Yeah, what the captain's asking for is get him on the front foot, get him driving.
Yeah. There you go, the little things in the game, two easy singles.
Bowling it a little quicker now. This over more deliveries in the 80s. It's been 80 plus, but he's not been able to get that loop. When he goes in the air, he's able to bowl a lot slower. Changes the angle where he had placed himself, Chandimal. He goes a little squarer. Just stop the batsman playing off the back foot. And try and force him onto the front foot. It works. But Pujara gets so close to it, he doesn't hit the short extra cover, he uses his wrists. And this is where Pushpa Kumara should keep pushing and try and get one to turn. He shouldn't worry about what Pujara is doing to him, he should believe in what he's doing. Give that ball a rip.
I think it was intentional. Scooped it over the infield. It's 292 for 3. And it's time for drinks here at the SSC.
Sports, we love to watch it because it teaches us to dream big. When the odds are against us, it teaches us to bounce back. It encourages us to speak up with our actions. And in the end, it makes us feel like champions. We watch sports because it teaches us to go beyond.
For the world's best sporting action, tune in to Sony Pictures Sports Network. 11 channels, 1 network. Go beyond.
The time has come to decide who is the king this August. the Indian Tiger will take on the Chinese Dragon. Come, be a part of history.
Platinum Heavy Duty Cement Battleground Asia. Double title fight with Jinder Singh versus Zulfikar Maimaityali. Saturday, 5th August at 6:30 p.m. Only on Sony 10-1 and Sony 10-3. The greatest rivalry in London. Will divide the city in two once again. The league champions Chelsea take on FA Cup champions Arsenal in the season opener that matters the most. In the FA Community Shield, Sunday, August 6, 6:30 p.m. Live and exclusive on Sony 10-2 and Sony 10-2 HD.
एक बार मैं यही पूछा कि 1 लाख लोग जब खड़े खड़े सचिन सचिन करते रहता है फिर वो क्या फील होता है? कहा कि they remind me of my responsibility.
सचिन A Billion Dreams 15 अगस्त मंगलवार रात 8 बजे सोनी 6 HD पर।
Gangaramaya Temple, one of the most important temples in Colombo, located on the slave island Lake Perera. Gangaramaya serves not only as a place of Buddhist worship, also the centre of learning. Temple is involved in Buddhist welfare work, including old people's homes, a vocational school and an orphanage as well. Situation here at the SSC ground in Colombo, second Seagram's Royal Stag Mega Cricket Cup Test match. Pujara 111 back-to-back hundreds in this Test series. Ajit Kirahani 72 not out, 292 for 3. Is there any help for Sri Lanka? A COA of getting back into this game the last session. Sonny Gavaskar alongside me, and Sonny, maybe it's there.
Yes, but that could well be to India's advantage because they've got a good score on board, almost 300, 292 for 3. And if the ball is taking a bit of turf out and also gripping and turning, and then India's two spinners, Ravichandran Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja, will be licking their fingers.
Stats do say that batting first is the key here at the SSC. Last 5 test matches, 3 results only available, and the team batting first has won those 3. The other 2 have been draws. New ball available in 6 overs, 16 overs remaining in the day's play, so we'll possibly have 10, maybe 15 minutes of overtime.
It's been a terrific innings from Cheteshwar Pujara, once again scoring at a very good 59. And life's been made a lot easier for them because they've been able to work the singles quite comfortably. The fielders have been set deep, and so they've been able to work the singles quite comfortably. Now Chandimal trying to move the square leg to mid-wicket. Batsmen are batting so well, captains wish that they could have maybe 15 fielders and not 11 fielders on the ground. Almost hit it back to Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya is not a regular bowler, he's an occasional bowler. He's bowling his 6th over.
නියමයි දනවා. ඒක දාන්න වෙනස් කර කර දාන්න එහෙම.
Too short. Finish the over. 294 for 3.
ब्रो अब इंडिया हुआ है आइडिया 4G पे हुक लुक लुक आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक लुक लुक सूरत में लुक 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 गुवाहाटी में लुक लुक बेंगलुरु में लुक ईस्ट वेस्ट नॉर्थ साउथ इंडिया का रे लुक लुक आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक लुक लुक
इंडिया हो गया है आइडिया 4G पे हुक आइडिया 4G इंडिया जितना बड़ा नेटवर्क।
Pujara 112, Rahane 73, and the partnership now 161. Sri Lanka will be hoping that they'll be able to get a couple of wickets after tea, just like they did after lunch, when they got rid of Rahul to a run out and Kohli out to a very good catch by Angelo Mathews in slips of Rangana Herath.
Gets it through, does Rahane on this occasion. Timing's good and plenty good enough to bring up another boundary.
I think Pushpa Kumara is finding there's a big difference between first-class cricket and test cricket on a pitch which is probably a lot better than what he gets at the first-class level. He's bowling just that little bit short. His speed also is between the mid-70s to 80s. So unless the pitches the ball up, if he's going to bowl even marginally short of a good length, he's going to be either cut or pulled. Oh, that's much better. That is the length that he should be aiming for. That one was bowled at 79 kilometers per hour. There is turn. There is turn. So the only way a turn's going to work is if he drags the batsman forward. There again, the batsmen have the time to go back. So it's got to be between the good length and the full length for him. Yes, I think that's more like it.
$299 for 3.
Hey Siri, read my schedule. Rock. Hey Siri, take a selfie. You want to see more of The Rock and Siri? Just grab your iPhone and say, "Hey Siri, what are you and The Rock up to?"
Until you don't hear your beating heart, until every moment doesn't feel like a new challenge, until you don't lose to yourself, until the fight isn't against yourself, until you've never had, until then, it's not large. Live now, live large. Seagram's Royal Stag Mega Music. It's your life. Make it large.
Deja vu feeling about them if they don't quite get their mind on the job. Sri Lanka did it really tough in Gaul, but it was Nuwan Pradeep who produced the goods down there and kept running in, kept trying to find something. They need a spell like that, or they need a period of 15-20 minutes post tea. Some good energy. 300 comes up for India.
There is 300. Once again, a single easily taken.
Rahane, positive back foot movement, forward foot movement. He's advancing down the crease, playing very little from right on the crease line there. Those feet moving very well.
Yes, I think very good use of the batting crease as well. He's gone right back and he's played the ball. And then he's advanced down the pitch like he has just now. So met the ball way around the good length area. Not allowed it to do its bit, not allowed it to turn. Both these batsmen have used their feet brilliantly. And also the depth of the batting crease to very, very good effect, both these batsmen. That's why there's a massive partnership.
Come on, Dana.
301 for 3.
हेलो इंटरनेट दीवाने।
हाय।
आपने अपने नेटवर्क के लिए क्या कुछ नहीं किया? एक तो हर महीने डेटा पैक पे डेटा पैक लेते गए।
वो तो किया।
और जो डेटा यूज नहीं हुआ वो
उसके भी पैसे भरते गए।
और आपके नेटवर्क ने क्या किया? हर महीने का बचा हुआ डेटा दिया ही नहीं बॉस। आज से ये नहीं होगा। नया एयरटेल पोस्टपेड प्रॉमिस। हर महीने जो डेटा यूज नहीं होगा वो हम अगले महीने ऐड करेंगे। ये एयरटेल का प्रॉमिस है।
Enjoying their time.
Pushpa Kumara, you can see he's making his debut because it doesn't have a number under the logo. Probably tomorrow he will have a logo on his shirt, the number on his shirt, I beg your pardon. Making his debut today.
Chance to get involved at SPN_cricket. Hashtag ask the expert. Got a question for Sonny Gavaskar? Send it through.
Actually, it'll be interesting also to have something which says tell the expert, not just ask the expert.
Nice and slow. I'm going to ask you, Sonny, in your time playing the game, did you ever play with anyone or see anyone with a grip similar to Cheteshwar Pujara? Very, very low. We've talked about it on a few occasions, but reason for it perhaps, or did you come across anyone in your career?
Yes, you can see that this is a natural grip in the sense that this is the grip that he would have started playing when he was a kid, maybe about 8-10 years old. So that's something that you stick with, maybe make minor changes. Oh, was it an opportunity? He's striving for his first wicket in Test cricket. He's got 500 in first class cricket. Nicely tossed up. Oh yes, oh yes. And it's his good hand, the strong hand, the left hand too. He's missed it.
Wow. Come back to that low hands on the bat. 306 for 7. There is no one way. Every grip and swing and flow of the bat can be different, and it all can be successful. 311 for 3.
Bro, अब इंडिया हुआ है आइडिया 4G पे होगा. Look.
आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक. Look. खाते हुए, पकाते हुए, चबाते हुए, भगाते हुए, पर मचा चूड़ू गारू देखो गुरु. Look. आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक. Look.
इंडिया हो गया है आइडिया 4G पे हुक. आइडिया 4G, इंडिया जितना बड़ा नेटवर्क.
Fourth umpire sitting on the or one of the rollers with the new ball. One more over until that is available. Presumably Rangana Herath will be using it, so he'll get an over into warm-up prior to that time. So 311 on the board. Herath into his 19th on day one. Nuwan Pradeep 17. Dilruwan Perera with 15 overs. Oh, lovely timing and placement.
Yes, didn't look as if it hit the ball in anger. Just caressed the ball to the boundary. Superb timing that from Ajinkya Rahane. Also the way the back foot went leg side, allowing him to hit the ball wide of that fielder. Excellent shot that.
Yeah, superb. Oh, outside the line. Just outside the line. Not sure whether he hit it as well, but I think umpire Oxenford will say leg byes outside the line.
Are they going for it? Yes, they are.
Hi Simon, we've got a review for LBW, original decision not out. If we can have a look at front foot first, please. Yeah, fair delivery. If we can have a look at front on spin vision. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like any bat involved. So we'll just wait for Ultra Edge coming up. Yeah, roll it through. Okay, just rock it back a little bit for us, please. Just want to see it go under the glove. Okay, that's good. Sorry. Yeah, and if we can go on to ball tracking, please. Yeah, pitching outside off, impact outside. I'm missing the stumps. Ox, I'm going to ask you to stay with your original decision. I'll tell you when you're on screen. You're now on screen.
Yeah, decision stands. A tactical review there. I don't think anyone in the Sri Lankan side knew it was out or thought it was out, but they get them all back in 3 balls time anyway. You just hope that nothing happens in 2 balls.
Exactly. I think that's the reason why they went for it, because clearly they get both the reviews back after the 80th over has been complete. After this over has been completed. So, as you said, just a review while everybody could go and get themselves a bit of refreshments. Also, I think, because of the fact that it always takes a little time, which it will, that maybe you're hoping that the batsman's rhythm's just a little bit upset. He's very accurate, very, very accurate, Herath.
Turned nicely around the corner. 80 overs have been bowled. New ball is due. 317 for 3.
Until you don't hear your beating heart. Until every moment doesn't feel like a new challenge. Until you don't lose to yourself. Until the fight isn't against yourself. Until you don't get what you've never had. Until then, it's not large. Live now. Live large.
Jennings will have issues in Oz just against the swinging ball.
Yeah, that's another point. Very little swing in Australia. Well, there is early doors for the openers, but not once the shine is off the ball.
Stark always manages to get it swing early.
Although we're playing a day-nighter, aren't we, in Adelaide? Who knows what's going to be like there?
We're playing a day-nighter in
Edgbaston against the West Indies
in just under a month.
Yep.
First test.
What are the hours of that?
I think it starts at 2, doesn't it?
2 till 9.
Morris in again to Cook, well outside the off stump. Now, for all that the ball has been moving in the air and off the wicket, apart from Philander, the lines haven't been great from the South African bowlers. It may be to do with the wind. I think there is a bit of wind out there, which never helps bowlers. And now, of course, there's a left-hander and a right-hander in, which also doesn't help them. But it's not been great.
Which is why they wanted a right-hander at number 3, wasn't it?
Well, there's a very good possible right-hander at number 3 is the England captain.
Well, yeah. So, well, you're saying that, and then you're saying don't play around. I'm saying you should go up to number 3.
No, I think Root should definitely be batting at number 3. But I still think there's room for as many batsmen as they have. As Morris bowls and jumping into a backward defensive shot is Cook to a straighter ball, and the bowler fields no run.
We should have some jingles, because I found a Wesley jingle, which is this.
Oh. There will be a substantial reward for the one who finds the Millennium Falcon. You are free to use any methods necessary, but I want them alive. No disintegrations.
As you wish. That day she was amazed to discover that when he was...
What's that got to do with Wesley?
I have no idea.
Maybe his wish to be in the team. And I found Moggs.
It's a bit arcane as Morris bowls to Cook, full of ball, and it's slightly edgily defended towards gully, no run.
That's over my head, Knackle, sorry. And we found the other Chris Morris jingle, which I'm going to play now.
Some enchanted evening, you meet an all-rounder, and that all-rounder is Chris Morris.
Oh, cheers for that, Mug. You should have been. You're wasted in grindcore as Morris bowls down the leg side, tries to tuck this round the corner towards the long leg.
That day she was amazed to discover that when he was...
What's that got to do with Wesley?
I have no idea.
Maybe his wish to be in the team. And I found Moggs.
It's a bit arcane as Morris bowls to Cook, and it's slightly edgily defended. No run.
That's over my head, Knackle, sorry. And we found the other Chris
gone
Morris jingle,
47-1, Cook 28, and Wesley 16. Some tweets.
Yeah, Ravi there. Elgar laughs as surprising a headline as Garbo speaks.
Yes.
About 90 years ago.
Yeah.
Knuckle handy. Dhawan got third most runs between lunch and tea for any team, and so second most for an Indian in any session.
Right, misread that.
Behind Marinder Sehwag. And imagine Sally R56. Wesley looks a bit like Steve Smith.
Ooh, that's not a nice thing to say. I hope he's not listening. Either of them, in fact. We're going to have a change after another over. Some people are going to come in as Rabada starts a new over to Wesley. It's full ball on off stump, and it's defended back to the bowler.
I'll stay on. Do you want to do, because you're going to go at lunch, do you want to do a bit of ball by ball before you go? Okay. And then Peter J is going to come in and do tweets. Well done. Can you bring me a beer, please, Hendo? Thank you. Thank you, Hendo.
Thank you, Hendo. You're so kind to us, Hendo.
Well, yes.
Wesley, 16 from 32 balls, and he looked like a man who doesn't have any weaknesses. As Rabada comes in and bowls to him.
There.
And he plays slightly late in the defensive shot. He does play it down towards squarish point, no run.
But everyone was so down on England at the end of the last test, which is kind of understandable. The way the England team played, probably we win 60% of our matches that we win, that aren't draws, I've said.
I think it's
and this side is very up and down.
Yeah. The thing about chasing huge targets, which you're never going to get in the fourth innings,
you can't be asked.
Is basically as Rabada comes in and bowls down the leg side, down the house, as Ian O'Brien would say, taken by the cock, no run. Is that it's really not unlikely for teams to fold in short order, and for all the the England commentators from 5 years ago and 10 years ago and 20 years ago when they were playing Test matches, they did exactly the same thing.
It's all bullshit.
And the people who was with prior 20 years were saying, why can't they get their heads down? For those players.
The only people to get their heads down are basically 1 to 4. Once the second wicket, third wicket goes, that's it. It's a domino.
The ball's well outside the off stump, and Wesley has nothing to do with it. So it looks okay. They lost by 300 runs, but that's a bad. Well, it was a bad performance, but you can write a little bit too much into that.
Absolutely. Lovely. Thank you, Hendo.
A beer has arrived for the bear. It's only 20 past 12.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Pass the yard on.
I was going to say, it reminded me a bit of the defeat at Lords to Australia 2 years ago. And again, England bounced back straight away.
Exactly.
Won a couple, or even Pakistan at Lords last summer.
The bowls, a straighter ball, and it's angled towards the gully. No run. Well, there was that bizarre series where England and Australia were swapping victories. It was England, Australia. They were winning alternate Test matches for a long time. It was a bit odd.
Well, no, yeah, but then we won 2 in a row, didn't we?
Yeah.
We won 4 of the first.
Yeah.
We won 3 of the first 4.
The one I'm thinking of, not the last series, but possibly the series before.
2013.
Yeah.
No, it was just 3. But Australia could have won some of the ones, I think.
Outside the off stump again, 2 wide from Ravada, the end of the 18th over. Now is the time for the changeover, and I'll see you a bit later.
Well, I'm staying here, and you can go into the commentator thing, and I'll just play a little short bit while you do that. Whilst those two get acquainted and one tells the other where the tweets are, I will tell you that England are not doing too bad. Cook has left an awful lot of balls. Which is out when he leaves 13. Maybe some players are afraid of trying to Cook some of the others because they're new to the game. Cook's got over 10,000 Test runs. He is a class actor.
Without doubt, as Chris Morris comes in, right arm round the wickets, defended straight to mid-off. They run 47 for 1, so joining us, we've got another Davidson. I was in your chair.
He's not Davidson.
Oh, you've
never met him before?
I just never met.
It's my third time. Hello, everyone.
He's right north, the tallest, not the thinnest man I know, but he's very tall. He's one of the tallest men I know.
One of the tallest left-arm spinners.
Yeah, well, this is true. Should be a pace bowler with your height. I sure said that before.
I gave that up when I was about 16, 17. I realised if you're going to get hit for 4 and 6, might as well just try and do it off the paces. Fair enough. Saves a lot of effort and injury.
Morris to Cook down the leg side, and diving stop by De Kock behind the stumps. That one's swinging away and prevents 4 byes. That certainly would have been. Have we got tweets then as you're in the tweet chair?
Yes, we have Anis Mohammed says he thinks Vernon needs to talk to KG and tell him the key is to have the batsman play at everything. We did have Wesley looks like a bit like Steve Smith, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah. If you just go the other way.
Yeah. Joining in, slightly soft-headed on the Costa Brava, can you summarise this morning? That's from Mike Newhallwood.
Do you want to do that? You've been here for the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, England won the toss, slightly green pitch, but apart from losing Jennings, they've managed to get through the first hour relatively unscathed. Morris bowls, LBW appeal from him, but I think that's going down the leg side.
So we have Mark Thorne says the Princess Bride bit made sense, but Empire Strikes Back. I'm not sure what that's in reference to.
Sure, that cool thing.
Have they reviewed it?
I think they could be looking at a review for this.
Chris Morris thinks it's out. I don't think it's out. I think it's going down. He bowled very wide of the crease. The last one swung down the leg side, unless he's turned the ball around. But it didn't seem to be straight in. Very wide of the crease here, isn't it? You describe it, come on.
It just comes down. It's hitting. Yeah, that's
the off stump out.
He might have even got an ill-inside nick on that.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, the impact is on leg stump at best, and it's with the angle of it, it's surely going to be missing
leg
stump.
Hit it as well, it would appear, by the ultra edge. So I'd say that's a pretty poor.
Yeah, waved away. So South Africa lose one of their 2 reviews.
Quite nice to see how much stumps that was missing as well. To rub it in a bit.
I think we're on to the top of the mic now.
Oh, am I a bit quiet, am I?
Yeah, you keep going away from it.
That's right. So, yeah, England not done badly. Here's the replay of the review. Impacting line and hitting. Well, there's
from looking silly.
And myself, I said surely. So he was actually saved by the edge. Alistair Cook there. He's 28 not out. Wesley's 16. And Chris Morris is going to come in again. Right arm round. Just at the top of the mark. He's just having a look, chat with the fielder. They're going to move a fielder into a square leg position. Just a few metres in front of the square leg umpire. So Morris is ready now. Bowls and Cook just ticks that off his pads, but there's a man covering down at the deep mid-wicket boundary and he jogs through for another single and he gets one more run to the England total. More tweets?
Yep, so Douglas Chambers is saying, thoughts on batsmen walking? With DRS, should batsmen still walk or just say, you think I hit it, review it?
I don't think batsmen should walk.
Does anyone walk in Test cricket?
Not anymore, no.
Unless they've hit it to second slip. And Stuart Broad still doesn't if he's hit it to second slip.
The keeper.
Yeah. Mog says, wait, did I just hear Fred say something nice about me? What? WTF? And Fawad Ahmed, England are going into their shell. So much defence isn't good for the morale of the team.
As Morris bowls to Wesley this time over the wickets and just plays it out on the offside, no run.
I just say hi to our Facebook page. I'm sorry, we always neglect to talk to people on Facebook. But Warren Davis is there. Hi there. And Jeremy Henderson says hi. And Warren Davis posits the question, Root's choices replaced by Cook?
Oh, I think selection-wise.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of it was made of the Root thing. It just seems like it was one of those things that was leaked out to try and discredit Root or sort of put the blame
on somebody.
Yeah. it seemed very odd saying, oh, Balance is playing because Root's his mate, so I'm not quite sure that was true. As Morris bowls and Wesley not quite sure on that one. He defends it, but it actually goes behind him. So he's unsure. End of the over, 48 for 1.
What exactly is the selection process? I feel like I should know. Like I assume there's a panel, or like is it just the captain picks the team? Or
no. They have a selection. Don't they have a selection?
Yeah, they have a selection panel. My understanding.
So then surely you can't just say the balance plays because Roots is
no, exactly.
Yeah.
But isn't it? It's what's his name?
James Whittaker is one of them.
Right.
Andrew Strauss must be involved somewhere.
Beautiful.
Angus Fraser and Mick Newell.
It's God, who's the guy in charge?
Trevor Bailiff.
Is he on there?
I'm not sure because I got the impression that perhaps the selectors select the squad and then Bailiff's Root would decide on the 11 from there. Maybe I don't know. We're only speculating. So we've got a new over. Kagiso Rabada to Alistair Cook. There's a slight delay.
I'm sure someone can tweet in and tell us, can they?
Yeah, or what they believe it to be, because I could be completely wrong with that. So Kagiso Rabada, he's in to Cook, and that one goes across Cook through to the cock. Opened him up, but Cook was again playing inside the line of that one and happy to let that one go by. And Kagiso Rabada's not quite got it in the right place yet, has he? He's not making England play enough. And I think some of the South African bowlers have been guilty of that. They haven't probably put England under as much pressure as they should have in the conditions. As Rabada comes in at the bowls, and similar to the previous delivery, just goes across Cook and through to the cock.
That was the thought next door, really. We thought the ball's doing enough. There's a bit of swing, it's seaming, it's carrying through nicely to the keeper. They're just not quite hit their straps yet, and hopefully they continue to not hit those straps. We can rack up a few runs and make everyone forget that we were absolutely dreadful last time round.
Yeah, and I think when I was doing the commentary on the 4th day of that second test, I did sort of feel like England you know, they just put it out of their mind. There's another game to come in a few weeks, and whether it's 300 run defeat or 100 run defeat, it's the same thing, isn't it? As Rabada comes into Cook, and again, across Cook, away from his body. Cook's got no interest at all in playing that, and straight through to the goal.
And I mean, if you look at the batting lineups, there's not a lot of difference in quality and depth.
No.
So I mean, South Africa is just as fallible to collapse as, I mean, they did that in the last innings of the first test. They did exactly the same thing. I mean, as we all know, teams just don't have the ability to stick it out these days, and maybe they don't need to. I don't mind it.
Is that a replay? I'm a bit confused. No, Rabada bowls that one, and he just tucks that one down to mid-on, and they run through for a single. And they're just showing the replay of the edge that Cook got to survive the LBW review from South Africa. So
finished the edges.
Yeah, it was, and not a bad review on the basis that I think Morris looked absolutely stunned that Cook had got anything on that. But
well, he had to, because he's now going to have to grovel to his captain about wasting a review.
Sorry, Skip, wasted a review.
As Rabada to Wesley. Wesley plays that down into the ground.
I thought Chris Morris was South African there.
Yeah, sorry. You picked me up on that. How can I do Australian accent?
And replay of other ways that Morris got out Cook in the Trent Bridge test, which was a well-directed bounce, and that Cook was trying to evade, but he only managed to glove that to De Kock.
That's the first time I've seen that dismissal, and he did not play that well.
We've got Rabada bowling to Wesley, who drives that through the offside. There's a chase for the fielder, who wins the chase, and England take 2. So there's 51 for England. So they've got to the 50 in 20 overs exactly.
A good start. I mean, if you allow for Jennings being a walking wicket, then 54 runs pretty good.
Got some tweets?
Yes, please.
Adelaide Barmies just cranked #Guerrilla Radio by RATM instead of Guerrilla Cricket. Whoops. The T-Boy discussing which bowlers from history Rabada reminds us of. Dowd put in a bid for Lily. Any thoughts? Bowlers from history Rabada? He's quite sort of conventional, isn't he?
He is pretty conventional.
Yeah.
Not many, what would you say for plural of idiosyncrasies? Does that make sense? Not many idiosyncrasies about his action?
Yeah.
Just runs in and bowls it pretty normally?
Yeah, he does indeed.
George Young, anyone else hear KP talking, showing the tact and diplomacy that made him so popular in the dressing rooms across the country? No, I'm looking forward to finding out what KP's been saying.
It's just more of the same, but...
Did you see his game the other day where he absolutely barbecued Finch and then...
No, I didn't, but a lot of people were talking about it.
Yeah, it looked an absolute circus, and I was supposed to go... Well, I did go to Hampshire against Surrey last Sunday, and was a bit disappointed that KP wasn't going to play because of the injury he sustained, but as it turned out, not a ball was bowled. But I was a bit sad because it would have been the last time that I get to see KP, so for all his faults, he has been a favourite of mine, and I would have liked to see him one more time. As Morris starts a new over, well wide and off stump to Cook, goes straight through to the cock.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's like Gale, and we were discussing this as well. It's if you don't play enough cricket at the top level, then fine, you still got an eye and you can get the odd score, but most of the time they fail, you know.
Yeah, I always loved watching him play, just because you knew that something arrogant was going to happen.
Exactly.
Or he was going to do something. He's not just going to sit in and wait. So I was always a big fan of watching him turn round and hit Murali for 6, batting left-handed.
Yeah,
I think that's not what you're supposed to do in a test match.
Morris to Cook, again, well wide of the off stump. Cook has got absolutely zero interest in playing at anything out there, and again it just highlights where South Africa haven't made England play enough. You see Morris's figures 0 for 2 or 3.2 overs. How many of the 20 deliveries that Morris has bowled have either batsman needed to play at? Maybe half at most.
I think half would be generous. Well, we looked at Mornay's before, wasn't it like 8% hitting the stumps for Mornay Morecambe, 92% missing, which is not enough.
Yeah. Chris Morris, he's ready to come in. Bowls, again, wide of the off stump, not as wide as the previous delivery, but again, Cook shoulders arms to that one, lets that go through to the cock.
It's looking very dark out there.
It is, yeah. I mean, we're not a million miles away from here, and it looks a bit greyer. But I was saying earlier where you'd back the draw, Bear, I always go against the draw on the basis that even with rain and things like that, we've got nowhere near getting to the end of 5 days so far. So
yeah, but 3.5 days, and if tomorrow's as bad, and you know,
Morris to Cook plays that one just outside the off stump.
Big hooping
onto the fielder Rabada at mid on, and they run through from one.
And there usually is a draw somewhere in a series. There's always one draw, either because of weather or a completely dead track. Yeah. Even in India, England managed to get a draw in the first test. Even that series, Australia versus India, where both sides could hardly get a run. Third test was a draw. Four-test series is bound to be a draw.
We didn't have one draw last year, from memory. Did we? Because Pakistan was 2-2, and I feel like Sri Lanka was comprehensively beaten. Morris bowls to Wesley, drives, but he just finds a man at mid-off, no run.
Did we beat Sri Lanka 3-0? There was one.
I don't know. I'm terrible at remembering any of that.
And then you had
stuff.
the Ashes in 15, where every test finished by the third or fourth day.
That is true.
The
odds are in your favour.
Yeah,
the weather
so that's why
no.
I know the weather, and that is why I absolutely love laying the draw, because everyone looks at it and goes, "Oh, there's rain. They won't play," but you need sort of probably 2 days of no play. And as we're talking about the rain, looks like it's falling at the Oval. No immediate need to go off as Morris bowls to Wesley, which is on his pads. He chips that one up in the air, interested mid-wicket, but it's 4 runs for Tom Wesley.
Wesley's, I mean, maybe influence. Maybe influenced by that over of how he played the over of spin, but he seems to be prepared to play his shots and go after it.
Well, I think it's not a bad ploy, is it? Really?
No.
Might as well get runs on the board if you're going to get out. If you're going to be Jennings and get out for none, just fishing around for nothing, you might as well be out there for 4 overs and score 16 runs with a couple of slap fours.
get as many as you can before you get the one that gets you out. Yeah.
But the ball's now, 21 overs old, so give it another 10, 15, and if these two can stay there for that, then it sets it up nicely for the rest of the batsmen.
Yeah.
Interesting. I would tell you what the odds are, but I left my phone next door.
Well, I went on Cook to get between 50 and 90. I got 74 on that. But
that's good.
74. I thought that was a better chance than the...
Rabada bowls. Cook edges that one down through the 4th slip and gully region, and there's a chase for Dean Elgar, and he just collects a single, so he moves to 32, so you've got another 18 to go. Full stroke there from Alistair Cook, but he was managed to play it down into the ground enough. It might have carried through if there'd been a man there.
We have some entries for the GPL, people.
All good.
267 to 334 at the moment. We've got James Humbers, who's coming on 267. Messi Jez has gone all the threes again. 273, 283, 293 and 303. And James Humbers has come back in again. 331, 332, 333, 334. Hedging a low number for the rain, I imagine.
Rabada bowls, and Wesley plays that one down through the area between mid-wicket and long on, and there's going to be a chase. They go through for 2. Wesley was interested in the 3rd, but is turned back by Cook. 59 for 1. And tweets.
Go for it.
Okay, tweets. We've got Adelaide Farmies. No, I've done that one. Hold on. Not very much going on, actually. I don't think we've had We've got one more. Jeff Perkins. Thought their selection process was like yours. Hendo does a roster and then they make do with whoever shows up on the day.
Rabada bowls defended by Wesley. No run.
Well, the odds at the bookies. England are 11 to 10 on favourites. Unsurprising, we're in England. The draw has come into 9 to 4. South Africa have gone out to 3 to 1.
Okay.
So I could lay the draw now, but then if England win, I'm fucked. On South Africa. Yeah, I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to stick with the draw.
Rabada bowls and just tucked off the pad by Wesley. Possibility of leg buys. Yes, it's one leg buy there by Cook, sorry.
Bear, have you factored in the fact that the weather being around might make batting a bit more difficult?
No, I didn't.
The game
could move the game forward, couldn't it? That was one
wickets
other
could
thing.
happen more frequently with a little bit of dampness around.
Could do, but if they get the wicket covered.
Just trying to sow some doubt in the Bears' mind.
it's just a punt, isn't it? That
yeah.
one?
So we've got Rabada to Alistair Cook. Bowls wide of the leg stump, well wide again. Cook has a bit of a waft at that one, but diving stop by de Kock. 60 for 1, 21.5 overs bowled. Rabada, again, he's 0 for 12 and he's bowled 6.5 overs. But again, he's another one where not a lot of his deliveries that the batsmen have needed to play at.
Yeah.
So it looks economical, but it's probably not telling the full story there. As Rabada's coming in from the OCS end, he bowls, and that one's a full ball which squirts out on the leg side. 1 run.
So,
2 runs, sorry, he completes there.
I've got Diana Patterson saying something odd is happening on Facebook Live, but as far as I can see, it looks fairly normal. 3 guys not doing a lot, having a little chat. Mark Thorne, at this point, Wesley's only problem will be being kidnapped by Dread Pirate Roberts.
I assume is that a Star Wars thing? I don't know.
Isn't that one of our tweeters, Dread Pirate Roberts?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it is. I'm not quite sure why that's.
We've had some donations. Thank you very much from Giles the farmer.
Excellent work, Giles.
Thank you, Giles.
You're getting the crops in.
Matthew Searle, he's a very nice man. James Humberstone. That was him coming in to buy his tickets for the GPL. Good man.
Good. So
well, you got 17 minutes according to the clock on this computer. Could be 16, depends on the computer it's on. But they should be all timed to the court's clock, but I doubt they are. The atomic clock or whatever it is.
Morris bowls to Wesley, wide of off stump, and no need for a shot, through to the keeper. And what we didn't mention, which is very poor of me, was Wesley and Cook reached 50 partnership. In that thing, and they're going to be going off for rain. The oval groundsman and his staff have come over the rope and making preparations to cover the wickets, as the South African fielders alongside Alistair Cook and Tom Wesley leave the field. Score 62 for 1, and we're off for rain.
And that could have been a lot worse, I think, given the conditions.
It's a good opening stand. And I mean, Barrett he's got a couple of 20s, hasn't he? We need someone at the number 3 position to go on and get a few more runs. And
yeah, I mean, Wesley's looked decent.
He's looked all right.
When they bowl it at his legs, he obviously backs himself to hit it nicely, and he has hit a few nicely through mid-wicket, and then a couple of slaps off the spinner, and he's got himself to a 30 odd, is he?
No, he's 20.
Yeah.
I'll get the scorecard up. Tell you the tale of the tape this morning. With this new look, I saw people having a go on.
Is this the new look quick info?
Yeah.
Oh, has the rain passed? Because I think the covers are going back off, so they didn't actually reach the middle. South Africa coming back out. They didn't even reach the dressing room. So it looks like the break in play is going to be a very short one.
Oh yeah, no, they've changed it when you get in there. Ooh, that's horrible.
Yeah, I opened my Crick Info app the other day and was quite confused.
It's all different.
Totally different.
So Cook, well, we don't really need to do this, but he's 34 and Wesley's 24 not out. Now, if he gets above 30 something or other, he'll have scored more runs than Balance has scored in the series, I think, and certainly more than Jennings.
Yeah, no, I think he'd be quite happy with where he is at the moment, Tom Wesley.
Yeah. and just needs to back himself. Well, the odds just 15 to 8 for 60 to 100 for Cookie.
Okay.
13 to 8 they'll get a ton, but 9 to 4 on that he won't. That's a shit odds, man. Fucking bookies are a bunch of wankers. There's no value in that whatsoever. Let's have a look at Wesley. 40 to 60, 12 to 5. The guy's never played a test match. Over 60, 6 to 5. Under 40, only 70 to... Oh, Jesus. I suppose he's got to get something, but it seems quite skinny.
And is that all? That's all the overs. So they're giving anything on him?
Well, no,
decent odds?
Well, no, under 40, 7 to 4, and he's on what, 24? So, Jesus.
Well, they're not seeing the fact it's hooping around out there. There's a bit of rain in the air.
Yeah, exactly. They just, want people to punt.
Yeah, I think the margins on these ones are quite high.
Yeah.
If you like.
So I can imagine. They don't offer very good odds. I mean, if they offer better odds, I'd have a go at some more of them, but they just do seem skinny.
Right, so I do a couple of tweets before we get started again. We've got Mog says, hi at Apple Support. The guys at Guerrilla Cricket do great work with your machine, so how about sponsoring them with some new equipment? Good work,
nice,
Mog.
Well
Having
said, that
nibble.
man.
Yeah,
they can afford it. They've got how many billions in fucking Bermuda? I suppose I shouldn't be saying that if I'm trying to get money out of them. But you've got a lot of money in Bermuda that's not being taxed.
Morris was at the top of his mark and it started raining again.
We're having a lot
so we're going to have a longer delay than we anticipated.
A little bit of hokey-cokey.
This is all a bit comedy, isn't it?
In, out, shake it all about.
Yeah, so they are attempting to leave the field again.
Bit of interesting news from Anis Mohammed, who says Vern is off the field with a stomach bug.
Oh, really?
Ooh. I thought he was running in a bit funny. Maybe he was trying to clench as he was wobbling in.
Maybe just about made it to the cubicle.
So, I mean, maybe that's why the odds are so bad on Wesley getting his runs.
So it's 62 for 1. You're not missing anything. They've just gone off the field for a rain delay. I think it's showers passing through.
Raining here in South
London. And I think they're taking an early lunch, possibly. It's just put up lunch caption on the TV.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
It would make sense to take an early lunch. I thought lunch never moved.
Messi Jazz is worried about his GPL predictions and the fact that the rain is going to have on those.
Yeah, today's not too bad for rain, I don't think. It's going to be a few showers like this, but nothing too bad. Apparently tomorrow's the nightmare.
But get yourselves in on the GPL. It's a way of making a bit of money for Guerrilla Cricket and maybe winning a bit of money for yourself.
The pot now will be around about 70 quid.
70 quid. All you have to do is guess exactly how many runs will be scored. And that's
like a lottery.
Yours.
Cheaper than the Euro Millions. Unfortunately, you don't make the kind of money you make on Euro Millions. But it'll be up.
Well, if enough people,
you could make decent money, exactly.
We'd have to get a significant amount of the population of Europe or something.
And a bigger server. And the problem would be there's not enough runs, is there?
Yeah, that's true.
I bet there will be 3,400,000 runs to that.
Yeah, but that's the point. You know, if you had 10,000 people entering and there's only a spread of 300 runs, then you're guaranteed that a few people would get a few hundred quid.
Yes,
it should be a very nice thing for people, and it would happen every day. To be fair,
yes,
that's true.
Which should be fun for everybody involved. That's why you should all bloody enter the GPL, people. Not just for our benefit, because it's actually a bit of fun for a quid, and you could win some decent money if enough of you entered. You can do now.
Well, that's true. Instead of my Patreon every month, I should just enter the GPL a few times.
Well,
and then I've got a
you might get something back. Yeah, exactly. I mean, 70 quid. That's not, if you enter a quid. I mean, Mog, our wonderful jingle maker, entered once and won.
That's almost cheating, isn't it, really?
Yeah, he got lucky. But
how did Messi Jazz feel about that?
Well, Messi Jazz I think he's a 5-time winner. He keeps a trophy.
Yeah.
You see, Messi Jazz keeps pumping money in, but he gets a decent return on his cash or virtue, I'd imagine. Messi, you can probably tell me more about that, but he won 193 quid once.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's not too bad, is it?
Almost fund me spending maybe 2 days in London.
Exactly.
With all the travel and the...
No, certainly get a flight to Europe for 193 quid. Not much longer, obviously.
I might be able to afford to not get the megabus and get I could afford, I could get the train and still have about 60 quid left.
Oh, fuck, yeah. Train travel in this country is
from Newcastle
bloody
to London.
Disgrace. It really is a disgrace.
Yeah.
Oh well.
D2 for 1. Yeah. So
it is lunch.
What do we do? Tweets.
Tweets, and then we'll play some highlights
for lunch.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Ravi Nair is questioning whether Shane Warne is auditioning for the next Bond villain.
Oh my God! First time I've seen the beard in that style. I don't think it's that bad on that beard.
I don't think the beard's bad, but you think so. Obviously, the hair is dyed blonde, and we're assuming that
the blonde tips.
The beard is also dyed dark. So that surely must have some greys going on. They must have 2 separate dyeing sessions to look like that.
Probably a comb in, isn't it? Yeah. We're going to go. The Ashes are coming up, and so I'm going to go and attempt to find something Ashes related. Yeah, let's go. We got Ashes Test 1 Day 3, where it all went. Yeah, let's go there. We don't normally go there. It's the first test. We were in Cardiff. Everyone expected us to lose, but we're gonna start off at the beginning of the day.
Like cricket, it's not about the winning, it's about how many rules. Cricket, it's the like it filth we know. We Johnny.
3 of the first test between England and Australia, coming all the way from Cardiff in Wales.
Sapphire Gardens, I believe.
Sapphire Gardens, indeed. And that voice will tell you that alongside me, Gorilla Hendo, we have the bear, the Hoff bear.
Good morning.
We have not Fred Titmus. Good morning. And Roger's just arrived as well, so we're almost up to a full complement, so that's good news. I have to say, to coin a cliche, it's going to be a crucial first hour this morning, isn't it not?
That's a cliche if ever I've heard.
That's what I just said.
I mean,
I said to coin a cliche.
For the people who thought pre-series this was going to be a massively huge advantage for Australia, I think it's a bit too early to say for certain that it's not going to be, but I think it's going to be very hard fought all the way through, and every session in that sense is going to be crucial, but this test is nip and tuck. It's anybody's game.
Do you think that England can keep up this intensity throughout the whole series, though?
I think they can, because they're a younger, quite motivated team. They're